Hello and welcome to the CFCTALK podcast. As usual, the hosts are joining me today, but tonight Alex is not here. I think there's some conspiracy between me and him where I deleted most of his episodes. So let's see if this one gets out or not. But yeah, Alex is busy with personal stuff, so we'll leave him on that duty. Hopefully, he can be back soon. But as usual, we're joined with Amart to discuss the Burnley game and then a game against Rennes. Amart, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's always a joy to come here, especially when we win. It's always fun to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, great form that we've got right now. Let me begin with Sevilla. We drew a match, and then Man United another draw, and then Krasnodar and Burnley, two great games, high-scoring games. But we've kept 4 clean sheets in a row, starting in goal. Edouard
Yeah,
Mendy, how
yeah.
good has he been? As important as the scores have been, how important has he been for Chelsea?
Oh, he has. He has been very, very important. Like in the Burnley game, he didn't have many saves to make. I think he was only troubled in the first 6, 7 minutes, but throughout the whole game, I don't think he had a shot on target. But with the 3 games leading up to that, he was fantastic. He was very, very good. And I don't know, I think the confidence that he has to control that back line is it kind of like translates or transfers to the other defenders. So it also makes them solid at the same time. So he's been fantastic.
Yeah, of course, and we'll get into greater detail. I don't know if you've noticed, Frank Khalid, one of Chelsea's fans, you want to call him, someone who's associated with Chelsea, tweeted something very controversial the other day. But we're going to get into detail, and it was something to do with Edouard Mendy and Kepa, and him abusing Kepa in a way. So we'll get into that. But Amart, 3 goals against Burnley. I think if I'm not wrong, Timo Werner got one, Zuma got one, and Hakim Ziyech. So Ziyech gets his first goal in the Premier League. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Let's talk about Kurt Zuma. He's such a good. Would you say he's one of the best centre backs in the Premier League right now?
Zuma, I don't know. Burnley, he started Burnley very, very shaky. Like the 2 chances that Burnley had, um they had it through his side. But throughout the game, he was fantastic. Plus, he added another goal to his name, and he has the same number of goals in the Premier League with Timo Werner, which is surprising. And he has more goals than Anthony Martial. So you have to know that it's the second coming of JT. We have the second coming of JT on the
Yeah,
hands.
I mean, we might as well nickname him John Terry now.
Exactly. But to be honest, the way he started the game very, very shaky. And you see, this is the importance of having a leader at the back. So if he is shaky, we know Thiago Silva can kind of like caution him or prompt him to put his head in the game, and he can follow by example. But if the two of them are not real leaders, if this one is shaky, this one also is shaky because you leave the work on this person, and maybe this person can handle it, and then we crumble. But if this game was played last season, I'm very sure in the first early minutes would have conceded. But fortunately, we had a goalkeeper that can help us out of these kind of like chances, and then we have a defender too that is very confident at the back. So yeah, I was excited. I enjoyed Zuma's performance. I think after the first 10 minutes, he got his head into the game, and everything else was just perfect. Him and Thiago Silva at the back was just fantastic.
I think a lot of people said that Zuma and Thiago Silva won't sit well for Chelsea, and they might have to resort to maybe trying to have to keep turning this, switching the defense around to try and find the best 2 defenders. But I think this partnership that these guys have got, Silva and Zuma, it's unbreakable. I don't think Rudiger, Christensen, anyone can break it now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But Rudiger was very good against Krasnodar. I think he paired with Zuma, right? So at least we have the assurance that even though the center back pairing is permanent, is solid. If one of them needs to be substituted, at least we know that the other ones can give us a good performance. Be it Krasnodar they didn't really trouble the defenders that much, even though in the beginning they had really really good chances. But at least I'm confident that Rudiger is kind of like picking up a bit because after injury he wasn't the same person and he's kind of picking up a bit. So if the two of them, the two permanent ones are the two solid ones that we know that will be there constantly. If they are not, if one of them is not there, I know that at least Tomori can come and substitute one or Rudiger can come and substitute one. So I think we are set for in that defensive pairing role.
Yeah, I think 4 clean sheets is unheard of as a Chelsea fan. Last season, we were struggling to keep 1 clean sheet. So overall, getting four with the
Yeah.
defense that we have right now is incredible. And then, of course, Frank Lampard switched to a 4-3-3 from the start after Krasnodar. And again, in a press conference, he said how he realized that 4-3-3 fits this team so well. One honourable mention from the midfield, I would say Mason Mount and N'Golo Kanté, both are incredible. But N'Golo Kanté, what a recovery. We talked about it. Was it against the Southampton game or the Krasnodar game where we said N'Golo Kanté doesn't fit into this team anymore and he gives up too many loose balls. So is he or is it Man United? Sorry. It was the Man United game where we said that. So is he someone who is still very important for Chelsea?
With N'Golo Kante, I'll continue to say it every time. If he isn't like asked to move forward a lot, I know there's a big debate about whether he's a DM, whether he's a central midfielder or attacking midfielder. There's a very big debate out there. But for me, I'm not going to restrict him to a DM or an attacking midfielder. The thing is that he needs to sit back. He needs to sit back a lot. Once in a while, he can move forward and come back. But if he's asked to be moving forward all the time, that is when we see his weaknesses. His weaknesses come out when he's moving in attack, and he's not really good in attack. So especially when he came back from injury. He has slowed down a bit when he's moving forward. I remember under Sarri when Sarri put him um, a bit
Yeah,
forward, he was doing well. I think he was the one getting our goals sometimes for us, and he was doing well. But after injury, you could see that it took a toll on him, and he couldn't do that anymore because I know N'Golo Kante is a very good dribbler of the ball, but for some reason sometimes he wins possession and loses it. And then, but funny enough, when he loses it, he wins it back.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
is the thing about him. That's the thing about him. But with the 4-3-3, he's not asked to move forward a lot because it's like Kai and Havertz are playing in the double eight position, so it gives them the liberty to go forward and come back if they want to. But with Kante, he has to sit in front of that defense, and he's able to spread play to them beautifully. And I think for me, he was the man of the match against Burnley. He was the clear man of the match, but for some reason, Chelsea didn't put him in the poll. I was very angry at that, but I understood too in a way because Kante is such a good player consistently. Every time he gives us good results that even when he
Yeah.
has a perfect day, people don't notice. So yeah, so he fits in this setup perfectly. And I remember after restart, we tried the 4-3-3, but I think the issue with that was that we didn't have the right personnel to execute it. And I think now we have the right personnel at the back, in the middle, and in attack. So hopefully the 4-3-3 is the way to go. I just hope that we don't get figured out easily. But yes, the 4-3-3 is the way to go.
Yeah, I think, like you mentioned, for N'Golo Conte, not being in that list for contender to be a man of the match is the case of, I think, when we played against Burnley, there were the whole team played really well, and it was kind of hard to say, okay, let's pick 4 out of 11 when all 11 overall played really well. Maybe I would say Tammy Abraham wasn't on top of his game at most, but other than that, everyone was like, it felt like Frank Lampard really, when he said it's going to take him 7, 8 games to gel this team together, it really looked like right after Krasnodar that yes, this is a team that's gelled together, and if these guys continue to play, there's no way, there's no stopping us. And to be honest with you, if I look at the league table at the moment, there's not much gap between us and number one. Um, I might be saying, okay, like like I'm being too excited, or I'm going a little bit higher than expected. But if you look at it, number one and let's say number sixth place, that's only one game difference, one like 3 points difference. So that's only one game. So it is going to be very tough. And I think this midfield were amazing. As far as the performance goes, everyone played really well. And it's going to be hard to find a man of the match when all 11 play well. And then we got the goal scorers Ziyech and Timo Werner up top, but Werner coming in quite late into the match. He wasn't named on the lineup. He was told that we were told that he was going to get rested. Pulisic picking up a hamstring injury. Werner played really well, I would say, on that left wing, right?
Yeah, he did. He did. Like you said, like what I was saying is that like Abraham has kind of like taken this role upon himself to help the new players. In you remember he helped what's his name Havertz get 3 goals. Now he has helped Ziyech get a goal, and he's kind of like He's pushing Werner to, even though he's the main striker. He like it's like in a way he's happy when they succeed. He's happy for the team. This is why I like the academy players in the team, because they know that first and foremost the team comes first before any personal glory. And then to Werner's performance, Werner did very very well. He was surprisingly good on the left. Like I nearly tweeted out saying that people said Werner isn't good on the left. Look at him now, because early in the game I wanted to do that, but I was like, nah, let me hold my peace, because he might have a bad game, and then then I'll be and then my tweet will be screenshotted and put everywhere. So the thing was that in Leipzig like this, he wasn't the main striker. He was often on the left side of the striker, but he wasn't playing out wide like how he does with Chelsea. But you can see that even though he's not that great on the left, he has good games. There are some games where he does well, and then even in this game he was quite a bit, but there were some times when he was back. He was back defending. He was out there giving crosses, and I was surprised with Werner giving crosses. I was like, yeah, I like this 4-3-3 system, and it just worked. It just worked. And with Ziyech's goal, fantastic goal. Like I think was it Pope, right? Pope was the one in post, or who was it? Yeah, I think it's Nick Pope, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Nick
Nick
Pope.
Pope. I think he thought Ziyech was going to kill it, so he was ready to he was ready to dive. I think he has watched too many Ziyech highlights, so he thought Ziyech is going to kill it. So he was ready to dive on the right hand side, and then Ziyech just played a smart one in between the legs of the two defenders, and give us a beautiful goal. I was just happy. Two starts, 2 goals. One start in the Champions League, a goal. Second starts in the Premier League, a goal. And I don't know. This is what we're all expecting to happen in the beginning of the season. And finally, our preseason jitters are out now. So now we are entering the season proper, and we are seeing our stars come to life.
Yeah, 100%. Now you can really say that yes, this was 200 million spent, and this 200 million is going to pay off is now what I'm thinking of, because these two performances, great. Man United wasn't the best, but we'll take it. It's a draw. Um, I think there was a stat that we didn't win at Old Trafford since 2013, so we might have to try for that next year. But going on to something that is kind of controversial right before we discuss the Rennes game, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of Frank Khalid. As I mentioned before, he tweeted something very controversial. It was an image of Edouard Mendy in goal with glass behind him, which was intact, and then Kepa in the background trying to fix a broken glass piece. Quite controversial, I would say. It is kind of abusive, and he got quite a lot of hate for it. Big names on Twitter were calling him out, even smaller Chelsea football accounts. Amart, what's your opinion on that?
I've not seen the tweet, but did he delete it? Who was called out? Mendy or Khalid?
So it was Mendy and Kepa in the picture, and I'll actually, you know what? I'll try and send it to you. as we speak. So we'll have your first reactions on this.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to transition into this because there's a lot of hate I give to Kepa. I would say I wanted to touch on this is because there's a lot of hate that I give to Kepa, but last time I did mention, I wish him the best. He had an injury. He hasn't had the best of his games at Chelsea. We need to respect the fact that he's still a professional football player, and that every football player has their bad days, good days. And take Mendy as an example. 5 years ago, no one knew his name, and now he's playing at a top club. So as much as I joke around and try and say things about Kepa, I mean it in a football sense, and I do not mean it to hate the player. It's just based off his performance. Any day Kepa comes out, stands in goal and defends 10 shots and doesn't let one go in, or even one which was a belter from outside the box, an unsavable one, I won't sit there and say Kepa had a bad match. So what are your thoughts on this, Amart?
Yeah, I've seen the picture, and I think when he first said it, I thought it was an actual picture, like picture that was taken. But this one looks like it's an animation by Eurosport. And you see, this is what the media tries to do to Chelsea fans, and I hate it so much. I think recently I heard, or I think I read somewhere, somebody on Twitter said something like the media. No, it wasn't on Twitter. It was on the Chelsea fancast, and Stamford Church said something saying that the media is not behaving like the politicians. Like they are trying to just split people and divide people, even within the same fan base. They want to just put something out there and just see them argue amongst each other. Then they can come in as the kind of like the mediators or whatever it is, so that they can get more views. And this is exactly it. I don't think Mendy will be happy when Mendy sees this, and it won't be good also for Kepa's attitude. And it's very dangerous if somebody else posted this, like a small Twitter account or one of these fan accounts posted this. I won't have any problem with it because they are making fun of him. And even though I'll not be in agreement with it, I wouldn't mind it. But with Frank posting this, especially that he has a lot of footballers, Chelsea footballers following him, this will definitely get to Kepa. Like Kepa will see it in a way he might see it, and this is very bad for his self confidence. We know that he's not being how to say 100% there mentally. He's been a little bit. His self confidence has been shot a little bit, and we know because under Sarri, I keep saying this. A lot of people are like, under Sarri, he didn't do anything, he didn't do anything. But under Sarri, Kepa was good. Kepa was good. We didn't have this conversation that we are having now that Kepa is this, Kepa is that, because under Sarri, he was doing well. But all of a sudden, when he had the issues with his longtime girlfriend leaving him and all those things, and it started affecting him psychologically, and I think it translated to his gameplay, and he never recovered. Mendy has been great, but I don't like this comparison because when Caballero leaves, now we have him and Kepa, and probably somebody else that will come and join. But like I said, I've never really been abusive to Kepa, never ever. But the thing is, the way his performances are is frustrating. So I understand when sometimes you say like you're frustrated on, like you're saying, on a football level, not on a personal level. It's frustrating because I even said the last time that I don't think I'll defend him again because what he did against Southampton was so. Even though he has not been good, I think he'll recover, and if he recovers, it benefits us because now we have Mendy who is excellent, and then we'll have him also who is very very equally good. So this is bad. This is it wasn't good on the part of Frank to post this, but I think he's taking it down because I'm looking at his page and I'm not seeing it. So I think
No, it was posted a few days ago, so you're gonna have to go.
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. It was posted a day ago. So yeah, so I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people are kind of like criticizing him in the replies, which is bad. And I don't know. You see, and with Frank too, I noticed that Frank is behaving like the some of the fan accounts. Like he posts certain things to be controversial. Yeah, I don't blame him. Probably it's just to get as I say, more clout or more eyes on his post. But you don't need to post things. You don't need to post controversial things to be popular. You don't need to. I don't understand why many fan accounts do this.
I think it's the case of where there's a line between being controversial and being abusive. Um, Something that you could call controversial would be if I compare Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, if I compare Mason Mount and N'Golo Conte. That would be controversial. That would create a debate where Mount fans will say he's better, where Kante fans will say he's better. And then there's a line where I say I'm not going to even include Mount in that discussion, and I'm going to say the two best midfielders at Chelsea are N'Golo Conte and Kai Havertz. And that would be wrong because you've still got someone like, Mason Mount and someone like Mateo Kovacic. And I think with Frank Khalid, he's crossed the line in in a way where you're technically abusing Kepa. And I think you said Kepa going through all of these things, it affects him mentally. And as fans, we don't think about footballers' mental state and how they feel, because once they're off the pitch, once they're at home, that's where it really hits them. That's where they see the hate. As long as they're on the pitch, on the training ground, with managers, with players, it doesn't affect them because you've surrounded yourself with 22 other people, even more at times. But
Yeah,
when you're alone scrolling through Twitter and you get all of those notifications of hate when you're on Instagram, or because let's be honest, we all come home from work and we're going straight on social media to relax, and that's what they're going to do
yeah,
as well. And you don't want your
yeah,
players getting hate. This is happening with Mason Mount. This is now happening with Kepa. Overall, this is not the way to go, in my opinion. I mean, I do give a lot of stick to Kepa, but I don't mean it in a mental way. I just try and say stuff about his performance. I don't try and degrade him in the form of where I just put him off to the side or um, try and create some drama out of it.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. And this thing that you said about going home, it's see. I think somebody asked on the Discord sometime that these players would perform. I think it was after a loss or something. Somebody put something on the Discord saying that these players would play badly on the field and then go back home. How do they look at their families? And then I put that remember, Kepa doesn't have anybody to go home to. So if people are saying that um, um, these people go home to people and all that, the guy, he doesn't have anybody to go home to, so he's probably staying with his family. Fine, but he doesn't have that kind of, I don't know how to put it. There's a different support you get from your spouse, and there's a different support you get from your family. Your family's support is constant, but your spouse, sometimes they might be
hmm
truthful to you and then they might support you in a way. That's why footballers, their teams encourage them to have relationships, like have a girlfriend, have somebody around who can. I saw I don't know that you watched the recent Tottenham documentary when their new player, I've forgotten his name, I've forgotten, from Netherlands. He came, Bergwijn. Um, yeah, Bergwijn. And then when he came and they took him to his home, I remember they were asking him, who is he going to stay here with? Who is he going to live? Does he have a girlfriend? Does he have this? Does he have that? Does he have? And he said he'll be staying there with his family and all that. So, like, they are encouraged for you to. They encourage you to have people at home, so that in case of any defeat and stuff like that, they are the people who are going to comfort you. You are not going to scream in your pillow or whatever. They are going to comfort you. So it's I don't know. It's me for me. It's sad that he posted a picture like this. I've even tweeted something there right now. This is my first time seeing it because for like I've not been online proper for like 2 days. So I don't know. It's a bad look. It's a bad look, and the fact that he hasn't taken it down still just shows that he doesn't see what's wrong with what he did.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people who don't realize anything, and then there's some people who do really good. And you know, I'm gonna if we look at the bad side of things, let me shout out someone here. Alex Goldberg, everyone probably knows him, owner of the
Yeah,
Byline podcast. And this guy, he speaks volumes. He's got quite a large following, and he's probably one of the, I think I would say one of the highest followed Chelsea fan overall. I would say after Frank Carlin and all those celebrities and
yeah,
everyone. But a few hours ago, he tweeted about helping out Reece James and people like him. I would name a few others, but I just can't think of anyone on the top of my head. They do really end up fixing everything. I would say, Reece James, if you don't know, has been helping out, trying to get donations.
Yeah, for Wigan Athletic.
Yep. So he's partnered up with a food initiative uh, charity, and they're distributing food. So Alex Goldberg, I think he's just got spotted by Reece James. He's got spotted by Frank Khalid himself. So he's making moves. But this is an example of what we can do with the power of social media.
Yeah,
There are some people who misuse it, such as Frank Khalid, and then there are people like Alex Goldberg. I just had to shout him out. I know he's probably not listening, but we have to shout him
yeah.
out on this one.
Here right now, I don't think it's funny. And the latest come out lump of CSC. The and we had him as a guest some episodes ago. Do you remember Kamal?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. He has, or he's part of the podcast called Worldwide Chills. And their recent episode, they had Frank Khalid on, and it's very ironic that his final statement was, everybody should stay positive, even though social media is a negative place. Everybody should stay positive. So it's just surprising that he posted something like this and he hasn't taken it down still. So it's just ironic to me, but I don't know.
I think people end up forgetting what they say. Um,
You see, I think the thing is he doesn't know. This is the thing. What the way I see it is that I don't think he knows whether what he did was bad or was bad. Like how we are seeing it. Probably he doesn't know. Probably for him, he has posted it and that is that. He doesn't know whether this is bad. Like, but he should be reading the replies. But we don't know. So I don't know. But it's bad. It's a bad tweet. Probably he said they recorded the episode before he posted this
yeah.
or something. So.
Yeah. I think overall, if you've got one follower or 100 followers or 1 million followers, don't do it. Just stay away from this.
Yeah,
Try and
exactly.
just get away from hate. Exactly. So, anyways, Frank Khalid was wrong on that situation, but hopefully Chelsea aren't wrong on Wednesday night against Rennes. How confident are you for another win?
I know if Alex was here, you say smooth transition because you see you moved into the next topic smoothly. You see, your transition was so good. I've forgotten the question. You have to ask the question again.
No, I was gonna say, do we? How confident are you for another win against Rennes on Wednesday?
Yeah, it will be fun to see Mendy go against his former team, Stad Ren, and see whether so they'll see how much he's improved because he was a big part in getting them into the Champions League. I think this is their first time in the Champions League. I think we have two first in our group, Krasnodar and then Stad Ren. So
Yeah,
he was really how to say it, important in getting them there. It's weird, but I'm very confident that we'll keep a clean sheet again. No offense to Stade Rennes, but we should be able to win that game. We should be able to win that game. We have the better, like in terms of quality, we are the better team. Um, our defense has been good. Maria on Twitter said, I think she quoted something. There was a question that was asked saying that which team has the best defense um in the in the in the world right now. Which team has the best defense in the world in the five European leagues? And she said Chelsea. And I saw it and I was like, yeah, you know what? We do because if you look around, we are the only ones keeping clean sheets. We are the only ones keeping goals out of our net. So based on clean sheets alone, and most of the times that's what defenses are judged on. So based on clean sheets alone, we are the best. So yeah, it just brought my mind to the fact that we've really, really, really improved.
yeah. I'm just gonna fact check that.
I'm hoping that we get a fifth clean sheet in a row against Rennes. Because if we don't, you know what? To be honest, I don't really care about a clean sheet. I want us to win. Let's win. Let's go there and win. Let's go there and win. And
Clean sheet is a bonus.
yeah, the clean sheet is definitely a bonus because what will be the use of a clean sheet if we play a draw against them? So we should go there and win. We should win, and then hopefully our stars will be on fire again.
Yeah. So I'm just checking your fact. Um, It is actually, if I look at the league, we've conceded only 9 goals this season, and that is the third best in the league. So the only two teams who've conceded less goals are Arsenal and Wolves. And in the Champions League, we are yet to concede a single goal. So
Arsenal has lost twice. Arsenal
yeah,
has lost 3 times, and then Wolves has lost
three
twice,
times.
and we have lost once. So their losses alone just pushes us to the top.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't comparing the points too much right now. But I was
Yeah.
just trying to compare um, the goal conceded because I was trying to fact check whether
Okay.
we're one
Okay.
of the best defenses. Yeah. So as of England and as of Europe, in the form of Champions League, we've conceded 0 in the Champions League and 9 in I think is it 9 goals in 7 games. So
Yeah.
which is not bad. That's almost 1 goal per game. And knowing that Mendy's been only there for 2, 3 games.
I think three games or so. Yeah. I think he's been there for 3 games. So.
I think it's been longer, but I could be wrong. So
No, no,
Mendy played the Crystal Palace game.
he has played. Yes, he played a Crystal Palace game, and we kept a clean sheet there. And then he played against United, and then he played against Burnley.
Okay, so that's 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's 3.
he had a shoulder injury that kept him out of the Southampton game.
Yeah, so every time Mendy's been out, we've conceded
Yeah, yeah.
goals,
So
which has been 3 goals against West Brom, 3 against
yeah, so
Southampton.
imagine we started the season with Mendy.
Yeah, so I would say if we keep going with at this rate, I'm looking at breaking the I think was it the 2005 record of John Terry and Czech of like 15 goals a season.
It's funny you say this because I think yesterday I was considering it. I was saying we can really do this, but consider the fact that we've already considered 9 goals. At that time, I think in 2005 or so, around this time, I think we had considered just two or so. I think we had considered just two, or I think we hadn't considered at all. I can't really remember, but I remember we started that season without conceding a goal for quite some time. So
I think I would compare it from last year. Last year we conceded 54 goals.
yeah,
So even if we 30 goals, let us concede 30 goals. But you know what? That's still 20 less than last
yeah,
time. So
exactly.
overall, I think like we've got a very good
Yeah,
chance
exactly.
of winning. I don't want to jinx it, but at least the Premier League.
At least I like how you're saying at
Yeah,
least
I
the
mean,
Premier League, as if the Premier League is the is you're saying as if it's the League Cup.
no, I mean, look, honestly, we when we predicted, um, if I'm not wrong, if we predicted, we said each of us said we're winning a domestic
Yeah,
trophy, and then I predicted a Premier League
yeah,
win
yeah,
or title. Um, yeah, I think now that we have the FA Cup only, we have to somehow get a trophy out of somewhere,
yeah,
either the FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League.
yeah, exactly. You see, the thing is, I don't really mind which cup we win this season, but I just want to see Lampard lift something up. I want to see him lift something up so we can equate his performances on the pitch to the trophy or trophies he has won, so that people will stop saying that yeah he's good, we play well, but he's not won anything. Ateta just came in and won something, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't work like that in football. So I just want him to win something. I don't want to see those Photoshop pictures of him uh, um, carrying lifting the Premier League or him lifting the Champions League. I want to see him as a manager lifting the Premier League for us, or lifting the
Official
yes,
pictures.
official picture, lifting the FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League for us. And yeah, so definitely this season we have to win something with the talent that we have and the money that we've spent. I don't even think second place, like coming second in all competitions, would even be good enough. We have to win something at least with this season.
Yeah, but going back to the Champions League, I think it's an open format again in the Champions League. If I look at the first 2 games played by every team, I'm saying Bayern, Munich, Man City, Liverpool, and then maybe Barcelona are the contenders.
Yeah,
Um, I could count ourselves in because if you look at it, it doesn't seem like Real Madrid are going to go through. It doesn't seem like Ajax are doing too well.
But Hazard is back. Hazard is back.
Yeah, that world class goal. Did you see that on
Yeah,
Twitter?
yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I got the notification that he was start. I have this app that I've put notification on certain players, and Hazard is one of those players. So I saw the notification that like it's just a Chelsea thing. We cannot let go of Hazard, no matter what.
Exactly.
We cannot let go of him. So when I saw that he was starting, I was excited. But when he scored, I didn't see it. So I saw it on Twitter that he had scored, and I saw the goal. Just a fantastic goal. Like it reminded me of a goal he scored for us in the Champions League. And it was you just see that the man is coming back. He's coming back.
It always feels like Hazard was born and brought up at Cobham. I don't know why. Um,
It's as if he didn't have any past before he came to Chelsea.
exactly. Like no one talks about his time before Chelsea, and as a Chelsea fan, it it feels like this guy was born at Cobham, played always for Chelsea, and now he's just gone out.
I think that is how a lot of Chelsea fans see him. A lot of Chelsea fans
Mhm.
see him as if we've loaned him to Real Madrid. Because I don't even think Real Madrid fans even see him as their own. I don't think they see him as their own yet. But with Chelsea, he's through and through Chelsea fan. I think he even has a flower on like a flower tattoo representing Chelsea on his shoulder. And yeah, man, like the guy loves Chelsea. We love him. It's a shame. See, the thing was, I was very
You can't hate him.
no. You simply can't. I think it was just sad for me to hear him say that like Real Madrid was his dream team, and it's just sad that he said Real Madrid was his dream team. And when Zidane left the job, we knew that okay, fine, he's going to retire at Chelsea. He's not going anywhere. But Zidane came back, and then it was when was he leaving? Because it was because of Zidane that he went to Real Madrid. He loves Real Madrid, but he loves Zidane more. So there's the opportunity to work under Zidane in his career. I think he relished that opportunity. So for him, yeah, great. But it was just a bit sad to see him go. It was sad for every Chelsea fan to see him go. And in some way, he still hasn't left. We still see like he still hasn't left. So we cheer for him and all that. When he plays for Real Madrid, I was like I kind of liked Real Madrid a bit because I love Cristiano Ronaldo. So when he left there, I don't really follow their matches. But when Hazard went back there, anytime Hazard is playing, I watch it. Even the El Clasico that happened recently, I didn't watch it because I don't know. It just become boring for me.
Yeah, I think when you don't have the other man, it doesn't seem like a very big deal. But yeah, hopefully against Barcelona, is it? I can't exactly remember when they play again, but is it in? Well, I'm trying to find where they play Barcelona again, Juventus. So that's going to be on the 8th of December, so quite a while from now. But that'll be a match to watch out for.
Yeah, that would be an interesting game in the Champions League. So I don't know. So back to what you were saying. I think with Hazard back, it adds like it gives them a little bit more push to be part of the contenders. But so we just have to do our best and finish the group on top. That's what I'm praying for. I'm just praying that we finish the group on top so that we don't get any tough fixtures in the round 16. Whatever tough fixtures we get, it should come in the quarterfinals or the semifinals. But the round 16 is too early to leave, like what happened to us last season.
Yeah, I think just to round up a little bit about the Champions League, as open, I think it's as open as it gets. COVID has just made the Premier League, Champions League, all open. We don't talk about the Europa League here, of course, you know.
Even if we play there, we are going to win it.
Okay, so to round off the Champions League this year, it's quite open. There's a few teams who can win it, but Chelsea do have a chance. Really, like on an odds point of view, yes, we have a chance, but can we win it? Probably not. You know, likes of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, these guys will batter us again. Maybe not 8-2 as last time. Was it 8-2, 7-2?
We should try and at least finish first on top of the group. Like we should finish first, so we will not have the problems that we had last season, and we were matched up with a tough opponent in the round 16. Like you said, Bayern just trashed us, and so we should just hope that we should just pray that we finish first, so we don't get a tough fixture. So the tough fixtures can come in the quarterfinals or the semifinals. Probably at that time, we might be more prepared.
I think we can still manage to do something. High expectations from Frank Lampard this season. A few injuries still happening. Christian Pulisic being one of them, just injured right before the Burnley game. Overall, this is going to be quite a busy period for the Blues, and quite a lot of matches to play. So injuries will happen, but we'll have to fight through them. Hopefully, we don't see Mount play on the wing against Rene after that incredible performance at the number. Was it right behind Kai Havertz and that quick passage of play?
He was playing as an eight with Kai. Both of
Yeah.
them were playing as an eight, but he was playing on the left and Kai was on the right. So.
Yep. And as we record this, Fantasy Premier League, it isn't fully finished. So we're recording this right as Leicester and Leeds game is happening. It's 3-1 at the moment. Jamie Vardy has just scored the goal, so I'm going to get some points in there. But 60 points I've got in this game week, so I'm happy with that. I think that's an improvement. But Jaislyn Gloria looks like he or she or they will be number one.
Yeah.
They've got another 44 points, so flying away. I think what Alex said last time was he's going to catch up. So Alex hasn't moved the spot right now, so we'll have to wait and see how that happens. What happens to that one?
Like this, the fantasy league hasn't been good to me at all.
Soon enough, soon enough. All right, guys, I think that sums up the episode tonight. Thank you for listening. If you've listened all the way, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, add this to your playlist if you're listening to our audio platforms. Follow all of our social media pages, and believe me when I say follow all of our social media pages, because the next few days, weeks are going to be incredible. The updates that we're bringing to CFCTALK, this team expansion that we announced a few weeks back, just wait and watch this happen, guys. Trust me, if you don't follow, you're missing out. You're missing out on quite a lot of things. And the team has worked really well behind the scenes. Shout out to every single person, Matthew, Cal, Adam, Devan, Tarun, everyone. Incredible work. So hopefully by next week or the week after or the next episode, I'll be shouting out quite a lot of names who are doing different jobs. So if you can guess what it is, comment below. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.